And welcome to the Jagman podcast. It is May 8th, 2017. And here we go. What a night last night in the NHL. And I'm not just saying this because I'm an Oilers fan, but the Oilers blew out the Anaheim Mighty Ducks last night in Edmonton. The score was 7-1. It was a phenomenal game last night. Let's just go over the scoreboard, if we shall. This was like an epic night, do or die for the Edmonton Oilers. The biggest name in this game was Leon Draisaitl. Okay, so what he did was he had 3 goals and 2 assists. Mark Letestu had 2 goals and 2 assists, and Cam Talbot had 34 saves. So this was, like I said, it was a do or die situation. So Leon Draisaitl scored the first 2 goals. Zach Kassian had the third one. Mark Letestu had the fourth, and then he had the fifth one too. So it was, by the end of the first period, it's 5-0, and then after that it was just basically Anton Lipsevsky scored for 6-0 for the Oilers. Just I think 45 seconds into the second period, and it was 6-0. And then the Anaheim Mighty Ducks got on the board just this one time. But the point is that they played like a team that was very, very desperate, and they were. They're completely desperate because at the end of the day, if they would have lost, they would have been out for the series. So, looking back at it now, if they play like this on Wednesday night, they are going to win, and they're going to face the Nashville Predators. So, the Predators won last night, and they advanced to the Western Conference Finals, first time in franchise history. So, one can say that pretty sure Nashville Predators won this PK Subban and pretty much won that trade. So is Nashville going to take this to the next level? Because they beat the Blues 3-1 last night. It's just they're looking in a very good position to take the West, but Wednesday night will determine that. So Wednesday night it's the Edmonton Oilers facing the Anaheim Mighty Ducks in Anaheim, and Anaheim is not well to do 7 games in their hometown. So, but that's just like stats of stats, whatever. It's not a big deal. But that should be a pretty interesting matchup. Tonight's game, I'm just watching the Oilers highlights on Sports Night. So tonight's game is the Washington Caps versus the actual Pittsburgh Penguins, and with this matchup, the Pittsburgh Penguins lead the series 3-2, and this is Game 6, so it's do or die situation for the Washington Capitals. Will they be able to force a Game 7? Will Sidney Crosby be able to close this out? And he is playing, because I feel bad for the guy. He got a concussion, and it sucks, but at the end of the day, what can you do? So tonight should be a very, very pivotal matchup in this Eastern Conference potential finals matchup, but we'll see. And then tomorrow's night's game, Ottawa Senators visit the New York Rangers, looking to close out this series and go to the Eastern Conference Finals for the first time since 2007. That's going to be a big, big task for the Rangers, but at the end of the day, they got the best goalie in hockey, which is Henrik Lundqvist. So, they can prove it, and I think this will go to 7 games, and I think the Penguins will close it out. My prediction for the Oilers series. Okay, so as you can see, this Oilers in the background, you could tell I'm a fan. You can also tell I'm a Lakers fan right here too. So with the Lakers, we'll get to that in a minute. The Oilers, I'm predicting the Oilers are gonna win for Game 7. It's just not just because I'm a fan. It's because of their play and their grit, and they use big bodies. So they know that they're in a must-win situation. They played like it last night, and if they bring that kind of intensity on Wednesday, then sky's the limit. And that marks the first time that they'll be to the Western Conference Finals since 2006. And yeah, that should be a good one. So let's jump over to the actual NBA. Now, I've said it time and time again. Um, Pretty much, basically, LeBron James is unbeatable. You cannot stop this guy. So it's kind of like, how do you stop this guy? He did another sweep last night facing the Toronto Raptors, and basically it's saying that you can't beat me. This is the second time in 2 years that LeBron James has beat out the Toronto Raptors. Last year they actually put up a fight, and this year it's kind of like, okay, well, they got swept. And I thought they were going to be awesome because of the Tucker and the Ibaka trade, but at the end of the day, they have no shooting. And DeMar DeRozan was on record saying that basically they have no shooting and they need to get proper shooting. With that being said, Kyle Lowry, about half an hour ago, just opted out and to become a free agent. Will he leave the Toronto Raptors? In my opinion, yes, he will. It's not working out for him there, and he knows it, and the Toronto Raptors fans knows it, and basically, if I was Messiah Ujiri, I would have traded him before the trade deadline. I definitely would have. And he dropped the ball in this one. This could cost him the job as GM. I think Dwayne Casey's going to get fired for sure, hands down. It's just, you got to make some changes in the Toronto Raptors. They have not proven that they could take it to the next level. And here's the nail biter in this situation. You gave up a first round pick and Terrence Ross to get Ibaka. Then you gave up 2 second round picks to get PJ Tucker. So you gave up a lot of you gave up a lot of potential assets and draft picks to guys that are just for rental players, and you got swept. You got swept in the second round. Like, I know you got swept to LeBron James, but still, that just says a lot. And this whole notion that says, oh, Kyrie Irving is the next big thing. No, it's not. It's he's a good player. I'll give him that much. But remember one thing: he has LeBron James on his team, and whenever LeBron sat out or rested, which I didn't agree with, whenever he did that, the Cleveland Cavaliers never won. I think they were like 3-7 or something like that. That just proves that he can't carry the weight. So at the end of the day, it's just like, okay, well, you could make the claims that he is a phenomenal star, and he is. He's an all-star, but is he a superstar like LeBron James or Steph Curry? No, I don't think so. So that's the Cavs. They're licking their chops now, waiting for the other matchup between Washington Wizards and the Boston Celtics. And let's go to that series now. So basically, um, Washington led the game most of the game last night, and they won last night by 20 points. So they tied up the series 2-2. They go back to Boston, and the way Boston was playing last night, it was just kind of like, well, actually they were playing good, but the way John Wall was playing last night, it just non-look passes. Here you go, blah blah blah. It was just phenomenal. So who is gonna win this series? I don't know. It's tough to say. And they won it with Kelly Oubre after that one game suspension. But who's gonna win this series? I don't know. Like my first pick was the Washington Wizards, so I'm gonna stick to that. It's gonna be Wizards versus the Cavs in the Eastern Conference Finals. I'll tell you one thing: LeBron James will not sweep the Wizards. No, no. It's just the Raptors. They got swept. Pacers got swept. That was kind of inevitable when you're facing the Cavs. But after watching the regular season matches with the Cavs and the Wizards, I don't think they're gonna get swept. So whether it's Boston or the Wizards, it's kind of like they won't get swept for sure. I'll guarantee that much. But it's still going to be the Cavs in the finals. Let's jump over to the West because we know that basically the Warriors are in the Utah, facing the Utah Jazz tonight, and they look to sweep it out tonight. So that game starts at 6 p.m. Pacific time. So they're looking to sweep it. Hopefully they do because I'd like to see Steve Kerr come back. He just went under operation to repair a spinal leak. So hopefully he's back pretty soon. That's all I gotta say about the Golden State Warriors. You already know this. If they sweep it, that's awesome because then they get more rest time. And I personally think that this Houston versus San Antonio series is going to go 7 games because I don't know if you heard, but Tony Parker is out. He got a quadriceps tear, and from my understanding and from my experience, that is a 1 year long recovery wait time. So that being said, will the San Antonio Spurs have enough juice to beat the Houston Rockets? And the Houston Rockets, I've been saying this all along. It's kind of like you're faster and you're more athletic. Like, let's take for example the center position. Center position is Pau Gasol versus Clint Capella. Now, Pau Gasol is 35, 36 years old. Clint Capella is like 20, 21 years old. And Clint Capella runs the floor. He glides. He's more athletic. He's more fast. He's not more talented than Pau Gasol, but Pau Gasol cannot run the floor that much anymore. And the same thing with LaMarcus Aldridge. It's just the Spurs look so slow compared to the Houston Rockets. So I think this series is going 7 games. Houston tied it last night, and yeah, this is going 7 games, and so with the Washington Wizards and Boston series. At the end of the day, this leaves the Golden State Warriors and the Cavs to lick their chops. So it is what it is, and we look forward to the next series matchup. I look forward to tonight's game, which is the Warriors versus Jazz. Tomorrow night's game, Rockets versus Spurs in a pivotal Game 5 matchup. And the Wednesday night's game is, if necessary, Jazz face the Warriors in Game 5, and the Wizards face the Celtics for Game 5 as well. You've heard it here first. This is the Jag Podcast, May 8th, 2017. Tune in next time.
Mm.